Hello everybody, here we are today and we are going to be picking for week 17 in the CFL for my picks / predictions going into the week. Before we start, please make sure to subscribe if you're new to me or the CFL. That being said, let's get on into it. So the first game of the week will be what could have been the game of the year. You have the Toronto Argonauts going into Winnipeg to play the Blue Bombers in a Grey Cup rematch. You're looking at Winnipeg and Toronto both standing atop their divisions respectively. Toronto with the best record in the league, 12-1. Winnipeg 10-4. They've been able to beat up on some teams. They look good. Toronto looks good. And you're thinking, wow, this is going to be game of the year potential. Probably not the case. I hate to be the Debbie Downer. You're going to be having Chad Kelly rest this one, with Toronto already locking up their division and having home field advantage through until the Grey Cup. You're just looking at the situation where they don't want Kelly to get hurt. He's been the most outstanding player candidate and very well could win the award. I don't know what's going to happen now because obviously he's going to be missing some time towards the back end of the season. But, this one feels like a no-brainer. Winnipeg still got a lot to play for in terms of the division. They are right there with BC right now. You're playing a backup quarterback in Cameron Dukes that is not got a lot of CFL experience. So I'm picking Winnipeg. I don't think that's a crazy one, but maybe Toronto goes to 13-1 with Dukes. Maybe he is the next stud for them as they can't seem to do anything wrong this year. The second game will be the Saskatchewan Roughriders taking on the BC Lions. Interesting game because I don't know what to expect. Earlier in the year, might have picked BC. A little later in the year, probably would have picked Saskatchewan. Both teams not playing particularly well right now means I have no idea what to expect. The Lions are on a 3-game win streak, but it doesn't feel like it as a fan. Sure, the wins have been great. The playoff berth being clinched is amazing. But, you don't really go out of those games watching them and say, you know what, this team really makes me feel confident about our chances come playoff time. Trust me, I'm aware. The Riders, they are a team that was 6-5 not too long ago. 3-game losing streak. They need a win. That being said, though, they do have good odds of making playoffs thanks to Edmonton, Calgary, Ottawa continuously losing games. They actually sit at 82.5% according to the CFL, math that they do on the CFL website. They post it. So it's pretty much a lock that the Riders are going to make the playoffs. They can win this game and they need one team to lose. I don't remember who the team is, but then I think that they'll walk up a playoff spot if I'm not mistaken. Either way, it kind of feels like a walk for them. Who am I picking in this one? I guess I'm going the Lions. As a fan of the team, I try to be as unbiased as possible. I don't feel confident about this at all. Again, the Riders were able to get the better of us earlier in the year. It doesn't feel like the same team, but neither do we. If they beat us, good, because I do think that we need to lose at some point. But again, with the Lions, they're playing for the division, so you're hoping that they can put together a good game if you're a Leos fan. But again, Riders, they have stuff to play for too, so I guess we'll see. Saturday, the first game of this night, or this day I should say, will be the Montreal Alouettes traveling to Ottawa to play the Redbikes. Another weird game because, again, Ottawa feels like a team that maybe should have a better record than what they have, but again, they're not, a team that is inspiring you. They are really just focused on getting Crum experience and then going into next season, seeing what happens there. Montreal was just able to snap a 4-game losing streak. They have got a back-to-back here against the Redbikes. They are able to win and get into the playoffs if they win, I think, this week. So for them, it'd just be kind of nice to get over with. Hamilton, they need some things to go right, and they can make it in this week too. Montreal knows, again, like I said in last week's previews, that they are possibly seeing their home field advantage slip for the Eastern semifinal against a team like Ottawa that has been a little bit more feisty but hasn't been able to get wins when they need to. You'd like to see Montreal get the job done here. I think I'm picking them, but again, with how streaky they've been and how Ottawa's been able to keep it close with some good teams, which I'm really not even sure what either one of these teams are right now, you just don't know. So I guess we'll see if Cody Fajardo and the boys can get it done because, again, you do lock up another playoff appearance, which would be big for the city of Montreal in the province of Quebec. Final game of the week here will be the Calgary Stampeders against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. This is a big game for both sides. Hamilton needs some things to go right. They need to win, and they need some other teams to lose in order to lock a playoff spot. It's pretty much guaranteed they'll make the playoffs as well. It's like 90-some%. Calgary, it's pretty much a done deal. Been saying this for a while. This, I do think, would be the nail in the coffin, if I'm not mistaken. They deserve it at this point. They are a team that has not lived up to expectations. I think some guys have had some really good years on the team. I think that they have had some good players on this team, but as a whole collective unit, they've been able to perform the way they want, and they are looking at a possibility where they miss the playoffs for the first time since 2004. If they lose this one against Hamilton on the road, it is what it is, because at this point, you know, they're just really looking forward to next season and seeing if they can turn things around. I think the playoffs obviously are out of the question at this point. They would need a run and really a miracle in terms of scenarios to happen, but they know that they really need to win this game, and that's kind of been the case for a while now, so I guess we'll see. Hamilton knows that they're almost a lock for the playoffs, but it's a home crowd that they're trying to get hyped up. They're going to be doing Indigenous logos this week for both sides, so you know, that obviously will be something we get to see here. Anyway, I think I'm going to be going Hamilton here. I picked Calgary enough times and got burnt by them. Thought they'd be a lot better this season. They weren't. Give me Taylor Powell and Co. to get the job done. So for this week, I've got Winnipeg, BC, Montreal, and Hamilton. We will see. Again, I feel like the BC-Saskatchewan game could be up near Ottawa, and Montreal could be as well. I don't know. Calgary's really not been a team that's been able to do well when I've picked them, so I'm just not touching it right now, and I'm going to be picking Hamilton. So anyway, what are your picks for this week? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, please make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Also, please make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Everybody, please stay safe and have a great night.